What's good, my people? Hey, before you judge me for this a decafeinito. And these boys fire too. But I hope all of y'all are doing well today. Hope everybody's doing good. And it's crazy out here right now, in Michigan at least. These wildfires that have been happening in Canada have been really terrible for the air and messing up a lot of stuff in the environment. I'm doing a little bit more research this afternoon about all the impacts that it has. It's crazy. I went to record this video outside, but literally it smells like a campfire. Everybody's saying, they've been having trouble breathing, they've been getting lightheaded, having headaches, all this type of stuff. So it's crazy, man. Y'all be safe. Wanted to just hop on here today, midway through the year, and this is something that I love to always do. Just kind of really lock in and see where I'm at in terms of hitting the goals that I set for myself for the entire year. Kind of June, July is a really good time to reflect. I know summertime can get pretty busy for a lot of us, but carve out that time and really just reset if you've already achieved some of your goals. If you've got, maybe a long way to go on some of them, or if you're still pacing pretty well, really just kind of reset, take that time to just lock in and make sure that the second half of this year is better than the first. Even if you had an amazing way to start the year, finish it even stronger. Let's get to it. I'm right there with you. I'm trying to end this year the right way. 2023 is gonna be one for the books. Still got a lot of time left to go. And even if you've been off to a slow start, I hope that encourages you that, with there still being a lot of time, you can flip it around, you can flip the script. So really kind of four main areas that I like to dive in personally. I don't know if it'll help kind of guide you and maybe set some new goals if you haven't really got to that point yet. Or if you've really forgot where you started at this year already. I know how it can be. You get motivated when the new year comes, you set these goals, and then it's all of a sudden like 3-4 months into the year, you just forgot all about it. It happens to like a crazy percent of people. I think it's above like 80% of people that set their goals and by the end of January already throw in the towel. They don't get anywhere close to accomplishing the goals that they set. But that's what I'm all about here, man. I'm trying to be that underdog, trying to be the ones that goes against the grain and live a life that, we're proud of, that we work hard for. That's gonna change not only our lives, but our families' lives and generations to follow. Those four categories. First one, I really categorize two in one. It's kind of like mental and emotional. How you're doing internally and how you are emotionally with every aspect of your life. Really dive into that. And if you're not happy with where you're at, take some tangible steps. Like for me, my goal this year was to start therapy. Never done it in my life, and I just started it for the first time this year in January. It was my goal, and I've been in it ever since. It's changed my life already, so I'm definitely gonna keep that going. But it doesn't necessarily have to be therapy, whatever works best for you to handle your emotions and your mental. I strongly encourage therapy. The second one is spiritually. Making sure that your spirit's in a good position, making sure that you're spending time in prayer, spending time with God, spending time with yourself. And I talked about previously, we know how crazy this world is. Even these fires and stuff, like, it's always gonna be something going on that just brings us down. It's sad. Like, these huge forest fires is a very sad thing, and people's health is taking a hit as a result. Like, it's nothing positive about that. But if you let your spirit continually get beat up and beat down with what's going on in the world or in your life, and you don't take that time to reset it, it's gonna impact your life in a negative way. Mental, emotional, spiritual. Next one is relationally, your relationships with maybe your significant other. Your boy married now, we coming up on that 1 year this year. Also too, that includes family for me. That includes my real close friends, people that I love and cherish. I value those relationships, and what can you do to make those better if you don't like necessarily where they're at? Or if you do like where they're at, reflect on and see what makes them that way. What can you keep doing to keep everything strong, keep everything going for the rest of this year? And then the last category is kind of more so financially and career focused. So how you doing professionally? Every year you're hitting the goals that you had for the year in terms of finances, and really just kind of dialing in, seeing what you got to do if you're a little behind, or if you're already on track, what's working for you. Keep that going, right? Keep that momentum flowing, end the year strong. I keep saying it, but I got a lot of time left, man. 2023 is nowhere near over. You can hit them goals, man. I believe in you. I believe in you. Really just, take the time to reflect halfway through the year, just kind of go through those areas and just reflect on what's working, what's not working, and set tangible action items. If you know you don't like where you're at in one of those areas, set things that can really actually propel you and get you started going in the opposite direction if, again, you don't like where you're heading. So that's really kind of like the first portion, I would say. And something that's also kind of really been weighing on my heart, my mind lately is like, we have such a bigger purpose than we might feel or even see on a day-to-day basis. There's so much more to our lives and to our everyday actions that we take than we can really understand. You know, I just feel like God has such greater callings for each and every one of us, and the day-to-day routines can just get so mundane that you really lose sight of like the long-term goal. Like, what's life gonna be like when I'm 40 years old, 60 years old, 70 years old? Like, when I get to these different stages in my life, will I really look back and say I made the most out of every day in my 20s, in my 30s, in my prime years? You know, wherever you may be in that span or in that stage, there's stuff that we can do each and every day to become the person that God is calling us to be. And so for me, I just encourage you guys, you know, lock in, get these goals accomplished that you set, and then also keep that bigger picture in mind that things are way bigger than what we are at right now, what we're seeing today. God really created us for something big, like each and every one of us. Yes, you, like literally, you watching this video, listening to this video, you have such a big calling on your life. I feel this for everybody that's hearing my voice. And I just get passionate about it because it's like a lot of times our day-to-day actions can just, it's like that doesn't even matter sometimes. I get caught in this routine too. It was like a couple of days ago, I just had a lazy day where I didn't even want to get off the couch. I was dealing with some anxiety. I was letting my mind run wild in a lot of different areas of my life, thinking about all these what ifs and just kind of really down on myself. And I woke up the next day and just realized like it's so easy to get caught in that spiral. You know, I wanted to do the same thing that next day. Fortunately, like I ended up praying a lot, spending some time with God, getting out of it. I snapped out of it, luckily real soon. But if you've been in those seasons where, you know, you just kind of lose hope or lose sight on the longer term vision and picture and life that God has for you, it's just so easy to let time pass by. One day like that can turn into a week, can turn into a month, can turn into a whole season where the negativity in your life just kind of overwhelms you and keeps you in that spot. Because that's really what it does. Like you can't get past that until you work through it. And that's why I encourage you to lock in, you know, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of the above. Like really just keep your spirit strong so you can fight through those seasons and not let them hold you down for too long, because as we know, time is flying. So I just encourage you guys to keep fighting, you know, keep going on this journey. And every day truly matters. There's something that we can do each and every day to become a better version of ourselves. Every single day. You're gonna do some amazing things on this world. You know, really just keep that long term in mind. And yes, we got goals there for this year, but that's only a build up for what we're gonna do next year, the year after that, and 5 years from now, 10 years from now. You know, it's so much bigger things out there for each and every one of us. But our everyday actions really add up over time. So I hope y'all feel that. Who's with me? We're gonna lock in. We're gonna get ready for the rest of this year. We're gonna knock it out. It's gonna be amazing. Second half of 2023. And we're gonna set ourselves up for amazing things to come in the future. Appreciate you guys tapping in. Hope you enjoyed. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And y'all be easy. Peace.